Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda's InspirationStation.com. And today for our weekly Wednesday, we are going to be using 2 stamp sets. I know I'm kind of breaking my rule. I usually take 1 stamp set or a bundle and I create 2 projects. But I'm going to break my rule a little bit. So we're going to use the stamp set Be Jolly because I really want to focus on some of the blends today. But for the inside of the cards, I wanted some sentiments. So I'm using the Holly Jolly Wishes for different sentiments inside the cards. So we're going to use both stamp sets today. We're also going to be using a few different dies. And the dies that we're going to be using are the Tasteful Label dies. I'm using this particular one for this piece right here. Then we are using the tailor-made tags because this is the largest tag right there. We're going to be using that one. And then we're going to use the second to largest scalloped stitch rectangle from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And the last one on the inside here, we are going to be using this big fun rectangle one as well. Okay, and that's from the scallop contour dies. So every Wednesday I come on here and I create projects. Now there are project sheets. If you're watching me on YouTube, first of all, thank you. And I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. I do have a goal of hitting 500 YouTube subscribers by the end of this year, and I'm really close, so I would love for you to hit that subscribe button if you like this video. But in the link below, there is a spot where it takes you directly to my blog at Amanda's Inspiration Station. Right there, I will have a printable project sheet on these 2 projects today. It's completely free. It's colored copy pictures of the projects, it's a supply list, and it's the measurements. Okay, we're also going to use our star-crossed embossing folder, which who thought when they first saw this that there were 2 embossing folders in there? Raise your hand. I totally did. Clearly, I did not read the instructions, but that's me and I don't do that often. That's a problem of mine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using some of the Gingerbread and Peppermint 6x6 Designer Series paper for both cards. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll start with the Santa Claus first. Our card base is Real Red, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. But once after you score it at 4 1/4, then you're going to put it through in your paper trimmer and you're going to cut it at 2 inches because I still have that score line, but we're going to make it so it's a different kind of fun fold of a card. So we have that there. I have my bone folder here. I have my Designer Series piece of paper that's going to go over this, and this measures at 5 1/4 by 2. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to place that there. Then we have our center, which in the center of this one we have a Holly Jolly Christmas. So I'm going to get out my Real Red, and I'm going to stamp first before I put my inside in my card, only because if I mess this up, I can always flip it over and do it again. So I didn't mess it up this time. So we're going to go ahead and adhere it into the center of our card. This piece measures at 4 by 5 1/4. So there's our piece right there like that. Okay. Now we're going to do a couple different stamping here. We're going to stamp the Be Jolly in the Old Olive. Let's see here. And you know what? I forgot it over on my table. All right. So I have my Be Jolly. There we go. And then we're going to stamp Santa Claus. Now, because we are using the blends, which is an alcohol base marker, you are going to want to use the Memento ink pads. That way they don't, ooh, I'm knocking things over as I'm tapping here. That way they do not bleed into each other and into the ink. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp Santa like that. And we're going to use, to start out with, I'm going to use the real red, but I'm going to use the light. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to I do better when I outline first. And then I color inside. I love the blends. I'm starting a new thing this month. It's called the Blend Club. Now, it's not a club that you have to participate in every time. It's a complete optional thing. There's no like, you have to commit. But basically what it is every month on the 15th, if you give me an order for 3 packs of blends, or you go on my website and order 3 packs of blends, after doing it for 8 months out of the 12-month year, I will give you a $25 voucher for $25 off an order. If you go to amandasinspirationstation.com, you can go up to the top right. It says more, and you can click. There's actually a tracking sheet. So you would keep track of it. And on amandasinspirationstation.com is also where you can place orders. So there is a picture on the right side of blends, and that picture will have each month the hostess code that if you go in and you order the blends using that hostess code, then you will get a point. And once you earn 8 points, then you will get $25 voucher from me. Sorry, I feel like I'm trying to talk and color at the same time, and I'm not doing very well. All right, so I did his gloves in the dark and his belt in the dark, but I'm going to now, and then the rest of his Santa suit in the light real red. I'm now going to take the color lifter. Actually, before I do the color lifter, I'm going to take the dark real red. I want to kind of outline his Santa hat like that, and I'm going to kind of come in and just kind of outline, because what I'm going to do, see how it's already giving it a 2-tone color? Now I'm going to come in with the color lifter, and I'm just going to lightly do a little circle here. I'm going to lightly do a little circle here, because I'm just kind of like it's lightening it up. So it almost gives it like 3 different tones of red. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ivory and we're going to color in his ears and his face. Just like that. And then we'll take the light flirty flamingo and we'll do his little smile there. And then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, because I love Wink of Stella, and don't be shy. And we're going to put that over his hat, like in the white spot of his hat, even his little eyebrows, his little cuffs here, and then, of course, his beard. Because Santa, I don't know if you know this or not, but he glistens. So we're going to make him glisten. All right, so we're going to do that. All right, there we are. So while that's drying, we're going to take this Be Jolly and I'm going to attach it flat to my scallop circle, my real red scallop circle here. Now this piece here measures at this piece here measures at, I think it's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yes, 2 3. I just wanted to double check. We are going to pop him up. So we're going to get some dimensionals here. And we're going to pop him up onto the old olive piece. And I'm going to put one in the center. I don't like a little saggy center here. And then we're going to put that on our old olive piece. And then I'm going to flip the old olive piece over, because what I want is on this side, I do want 2 dimensionals, but I also want So I want this to attach here, but I want it to also attach to the center here so that there's actually 3 dimensionals, but I don't want any on this side because I want the card to still be able to open. So we're going to get the dimensionals here like that, and then we're just going to place the card like that. So now it still opens and closes, and I just want this to hang off the edge here. So I don't need to pop it up, but I'm just going to put a little adhesive there, and we're going to go like that, just like that. Now I am going to add some red rhinestones, which I'm going to grab real quick. And I'm just going to add a red rhinestone there. And I'm going to add one there. I'm just kind of doing them randomly. And there we go. There is that one. Cute. All right, let's go with the second one. So the second one is the Christmas tree. And this card base here is at 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4, or just fold it over like this. Either way, use your bone folder to varnish in the crease. All right, so the center of it is going to be this piece here, and this is from that large scallop contour dies, and I'm going to poke these out because I don't always take the time to poke them out when I'm die cutting them, nor do I have my die cutting fairy do that because that's just silly. I just do it when I need it. All right, so I'm just gonna poke that out like that. All right, so now we're gonna stamp in Real Red too, but this time we're going to stamp the It's a Most Wonderful Time of the Year. We're gonna do that right in the center like that. And I'm gonna do the little bird because I think the little bird is cute. And I wanted to incorporate him. So we're going to put the little bird in there. And again, in the Memento, I'm going to do his beak and the dark daffodil. I'm going to do him in dark Pool Party. This dark Pool Party blend reminds me, actually, to me, it's closer to Coastal Cabana, which I love that color. So, and then I'm going to use the dark Real Red for his hat, along with, of course, I'm going to put a little glitter on his hat. He needs glitter too. So I'm going to let that dry before I put that inside the card. In the meantime, let's decorate the outside of the card. So I have this piece of cardstock here, and this is the Cinnamon Cider, and it measures at 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I'm actually going to use this for the center of the card, but I'm going to attach it flat. So I'm going to attach it like that. Then I have a couple pieces of Designer Series paper. I have all from the Gingerbread and Peppermint 6x6. So this is 1 inch by 4. This is 1 inch by 4.5. And this is 1 1/4 by 5. So I just kind of randomly did different sizes. This is what I kind of call my Mod Podge card because I love to just paper pierce. I'm going to angle that. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to angle it this way. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to angle it this way. See, I'm just kind of Mod Podging it. All right, so we have a couple things we're going to do with this one. We want to attach this guy, so I'm going to use my multi-adhesive glue for this. And remember, dot, dot, not a lot. So we're just going to, oops. And of course, even though I did the dot, dot, not a lot, I got a little more on there than I thought I was going to get. That's okay. We're going to put that on there and let that dry. So I'm just going to kind of apply a little pressure with my thumb, and I just want that to dry. So I'm going to use the Memento ink pad again, and I'm going to stamp my tree, and we're going to do that just like that. And this one here is we're gonna get the Real Red out because we're gonna stamp the A Merry Hello. So there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my Old Olive, and I'm going to outline it first with the dark Old Olive. And we're just going to kind of come in here with that. I'm just going to outline the tree with the dark Old Olive. I'm going to actually take my light soft suede, and I'm going to do the trunk. And I'm not doing any blending with this one. I'm just coloring the trunk in. Okay. I'm also going to now take the Old Olive in the light, and I'm going to color in the tree, but I'm going to go around the ornaments. Can you guys hear that? That's my cat. He's usually napping right now, but for some reason he wants out. And I have my door shut because if my daughter comes home from school, I don't want her barging in here as I'm doing a video. So he's just gonna have to wait. All right, so there's that. Now I'm gonna take the dark Real Red, I want the dark one, and I'm going to color in the circle ornaments. Doesn't matter what you do. Of course, I took the dark Daffodil to do the stars though, but you could do the stars whatever color you want. And then I took the dark Pool Party to do these ones. And then of course, have to put Wink of Stella on everything. I am a Wink of Stella girl. So I'm going to Wink of Stella the ornaments just to give them a little extra fun. Now I'm going to take my 3/8 inch Real Red sheer ribbon, and I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to kind of scrunch it at the end here. And that is to pull it through. Oops, we have a helper today. Hello, buddy. So I'm going to pull it through the front to the back, and with these two pieces, I have this loop. I'm now going to put both these pieces through the loop. See, we have a helper today. And then I'm going to trim off these. So that one didn't want to trim. There we go. Like that. And then I'm going to get out the dimensionals again. All right. See, if I would have picked him up and told him to get down, he just would have jumped back up here because he's like a kid, you know, when you say no, they want to do it even more. So I just let him do it, and then he walked away on his own. Can't tell I'm a mom, can you? All right, so I want this side to be flat because it's already popped up, but I do need a dimensional on this side because it's going off the edge here, and I just want it to be at level. So we're just gonna go like that. And then this piece here is actually from the Heart Punch Pack. It's the scallop heart, and I actually punched it out in Real Red, and then I just cut it in half. And the reason why I did that was because I just felt it needed something else over here to the side. And I was trying to figure out different ways to do things, and I was like, you know what? I just kind of like this. It's just a little extra something over to the side. All right, and then again, we are going to put our red rhinestones, and I'm just going to kind of randomly place them. Now, there is a free printable project sheet. I don't know if I mentioned that or not earlier. Again, it's got colored copy pictures. It's got supply list and the measurements to this. It's right in the link underneath this video, but then it also is also on my blog too. It'll take you right to my blog. So we still have to put the inside in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to center that on the inside. And there we go. Except for I'm going to, hold on, there we go. Needed to adhere that a little bit more. All right, and there are our cute Christmas cards. Pretty simple, not too hard. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button And I will see you next week for a weekly Wednesday. But I will say this, I have been doing weekly Wednesdays every Wednesday. I have not missed one since April 8th, 2020. I know that date to a T. And next week I will be here. But the week after October 27th, I will not be here for a weekly Wednesday. My family and my sister and brother-in-law's family will all be down in Florida, and we will be at Disney World, Universal Studios, and a beach. So I'm going to relax and enjoy myself with my family. I feel like it's a much needed vacation, especially with COVID and everything. We just need to get away, and we'll be safe, I promise. But I will not be here for October 27th. So I just want to let everyone know that I will miss that, but I will see you next week on October 20th. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed these projects, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.